We have just listened to the readings of this Mass, but I would like to talk about Saint Benedict. He was an abbot. He's a significant saint, so to speak, because he established, or he was the founder of Western monasticism. Monks, people who dedicate their lives exclusively to prayers. Benedict was a student in Rome, and this was a time of moral laxity. He was so much disappointed by the kind of laxity he saw among his fellow students. And, he just decided to retire to the mountains, to a quiet life, to a quiet place. He could dedicate his life exclusively to prayers. And over time, people became attracted to the kind of life, simple life, and life of prayer he was living. And so he motivated so many people to embrace that kind of life. And over time, many people became monks and hermits, and then it began to flourish in that era till today. The relevance of this man's life to our own society cannot be overemphasized, because we live in an age of absolute noise. There is noise all over the place. Even when there is no physical noise, there is a psychological noise. Because sometimes we are battling with the whole stuff that is inside of our head, and these things prevent us sometimes from hearing the word of God, from seeing all the things that God is presenting before us every day. You know what I'm talking about. We need to create moments of silence in our lives from time to time to pray, to hear the word of God, to reflect on the word of God and on the things that God does in our lives. But very often, owing to the extraordinarily noisy situations and atmosphere in which we find ourselves, we are robbed of this situation, of this wonderful climate. The kind of climate in which Benedict himself lived and which he himself created for other people. And so we pray today for a revival of this spirit of contemplation, spirit of intense prayers, and above all, spirit of the reading of the Word of God and listening to God speak to us.